This is Dr. Lou Sella, and I'm a doctor of sport and performance psychology. And we're going to talk about in this video the truth about what coaches really want. And what coaches really want, especially when they call me over the last 15 plus years, is they're struggling. And they're struggling and they want to get functional. So their goal in all this is for me to help them make their team functional. So how do I make a team functional? Well, I'm going to tell you how it gets done. First of all, you've got to get people on the football field that can move. And that means guys that are built like me. I think I was 305 this morning. I don't know why I weighed in so heavy, but guys like me, if I was 17 years old, I'm not your guy. Because there's too much dysfunction and fatness. You got to get guys that can move quick. You're going to play undersized linemen. Undersized linemen is the greatest money ball value and the greatest sabermetric that's going to get you closer to winning right away. If you're struggling and want to overcome struggling, you'll be able to overcome struggling by just putting 5 offensive linemen out there that are light on their feet, guys under 200 pounds. People get afraid to do it because you got the fat kid that's been in the weight room all winter long and probably can't get a girl to save his life, so that's why he's there all the time. But guess what? He's not going to help you win. He can lift and lift and lift and lift and lift. But guess what? If he's fat, not going to help you win. And the other way to get functional is you got to have a radically oversimplified system. And then you got to have the players repeat it over and over and over. But the problem is, people think if they run something a couple times, they're like this well-oiled machine that like we've done it enough. No. You need to have your first 2 offenses run this radically oversimplified system at least 1,200 times each the first 3 weeks of training camp. If you do that, you'll get to 95% of your potential based on Josh Coffin's 20-hour rule, which was a study and an experiment where he proved that you can get to 95% of your potential on a task if you deliberately practice it straight for 20 hours. So if you practice the game for 20 hours, you'll get there. So you got to understand how offensive football works. Offensive football is about 41% of a football game, 41% in that area. So if you take the game and you practice it 25 times, you're at 95% of your potential. So to become functional, you got to radically oversimplify a system and then repeat it and go through the game 25 times in the first 3 weeks of camp. That's what's going to get you ready to play a game and be functional. And what you choose to run as a system, it's got to be something that takes the physical pressure off the players. That's why with the under-center Flexbone, you triple team, read, and evade the defensive line. Because you're taking the pressure off the players who cause you to lose the most, which is your centers and guards, your offensive line. The Flexbone offense is a great offense to run because it takes pressure off your tackles, and it does take pressure off your centers and guards, but especially your tackles. But the thing is, you got to triple team, read, and evade, and you got to do it from under center so the ball can hit past the defensive line as fast as possible. Once you start doing that, that's when you go from bad to functional. So you got to radically oversimplify your system, and then you got to repeat it and practice the game 25 times the first 3 weeks of camp. I just gave you the recipe. Now, you want to take what you're doing to the next level, and you want to become functional in 2026, and you're sick of getting your face kicked in. Put your career in my hands and call me right now, 570-332-0265, 570-332-0265. Go to tripleoptionfootball.com/testimonials so you can see all the success stories that have come from the camps and the academy that I run. Time to get functional. Let's get it done for 2026. God bless you.